Hello and welcome to my super fun diaper sewing tutorials. Tonight we're going to have some fun and we're going to make some stuff up. What you see here is the diaper tutorial that I did last night, or the night before. I think it was the night before, where I drew a fitted diaper pattern. And the pattern that I drew had these flaps that came in from the sides. I tried this on my son last night and he wore it all night and he did not leak, which was just wonderful. However, I did notice that when I took the diaper off of him and inspected it, that it was only wet from here to here. He's a little boy, so he pees in the front, and he's a belly sleeper, so all the gravity pulls it to the front. And this half of the diaper didn't even get wet at all. So I have decided to change my design just a little bit because I feel like these flaps, although they're wonderful, they're only getting wet from here to here. I mean, they're barely even getting wet. So I feel like they're bulking the diaper in places that don't need to be bulked. So I went ahead and I took this exact same pattern that I had before and I tucked these wings back because I don't think I'm going to use those. And then I decided to put some padding up front here. And I originally was just going to sew in a bunch of layers right here down the middle, you know. The problem with doing that is I want 9 layers right here. I want 9 layers right there, or at least 8 layers, right? And I feel like that's not going to dry. That's never going to dry. And so I came up with this design. A lot of diapers that have pedals, the pedals are attached at the back, and that's adding bulk to the butt of the diaper. And this particular diaper does not need bulk in the butt. Like I said, he sleeps on his belly. All of the bulk needs to be right up here in the front. So I'm actually going to attach this pedal at the front. I'm going to attach it right here. And it's going to, the first pedal is going to be the full width of the diaper. And then it's going to go all the way back and follow the widest pattern here. And it's going to go back to here. Now when the elastic comes down, that's actually going to almost be all the way up the diaper, which is fine. Totally fine. So that's actually going to be clear up here when that elastic scrunches it down. That'll be fine. And then, but I don't want it out all the way back to here because I want his pants to fit him. So I'm not going to bulk clear back there. It's actually going to be down a little ways, which is great. So I'm actually going to then come back this direction, and this will be the smaller section that you see here. So I'm going to first cut 2 layers of the full diaper pattern. Then I'm going to cut 3 layers of this larger size here that I've highlighted in black. And then I'm going to cut 3 layers of the smaller one. And I'm going to serge all the 2 layers together, and then the 3 big layers, I'm going to serge them, attach them right here. So I'll serge them together and attach them right here. And then I will attach these next 3 layers right here facing this other direction. And so it's going to kind of be like a fan fold, if you will. And so that'll do 2 things. It'll put the bulk up the front, and it will also hide our snaps, because I'm not really a big fan of the snap heads touching my son's skin. They stick to him. They turn his skin red. It's just not my favorite thing. So I think this is going to work. It's a plan anyway, and we're going to give it a go. Now, I have a brand new serger, and I don't know very much about it yet. So it just came in today, and I put bright blue thread in it, a kind of an aqua blue color, and I'm kind of excited. So let's do something fun, and let's serge with colored thread. Why not? Let's get started cutting. Lay this out here. Oh, that's not needed. Let's see what I've got. That can be, yeah, that can be something, right? I don't even know if you can see it, but there's a piece there that, I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely wide enough for that smallest piece. So we're gonna leave that on there. I liked my decision before to make the width of the diaper go this direction and the length to go this way. So I'm going to keep that same pattern, that same process. This is where it was folded before. I'm just going to try to maximize my fabric by folding it on that same line if I can. Try not to let it stretch too much, even though I did kind of stretch it to get it in that shape anyway. All right, so I'm only going to cut 2 of these largest shape because I don't feel like it needs to be quite 3 layers, especially at the back. So this total pattern shape is going to be 8 layers total when we get completely done. So let's give it a go. That little bit there is concerning me because it's wasted. Not really a big fan of wasting any of this fabric, especially considering it's so absorbent. But I'm not really sure I have much of a choice. If I turn it around, let's see. Never mind, I do have a choice because that looks way better. It lined up like that before. Don't know why it's not lining up right now. Because it's stretchy, crazy fabric. Let's go with it. I like it. Let's do this. Blue chalk. Taylor's chalk. Man, all these terrible, lame jokes come to mind. I'm like thinking Taylor out there is saying, that's not my chalk. Yeah, I know. Womp womp, as my husband would say. It's funny because he tries really hard to get me laughing, and then the really stupid jokes that he thinks, oh, there's no way she's gonna laugh at that. Those always get me, and they get me hard too. Like I have to sit down. I'm laughing so hard. Don't know why the stupid ones get me. Got a goofy sense of humor, I guess. Alright, I'm not going to make you watch this. Let's shorten the video. Alright, I've drawn around this. Now let's start cutting it. I always hate cutting into this stuff. It's 13 something a yard, so kind of makes me nervous. You know what? It's just things. It's just a thing. Things don't matter. People matter. So we're going to cut into our thing. Alright, let me cut this out for you. Alright, the first 2 layers are cut out. And these are the layers that my snaps are going to go on both pieces actually. And I'm not going to put the snaps on until I forgot to cut this out. Until I get the elastic in. So I don't want the snaps to get in the way of encasing my elastic like they did the other night. Not that that was particularly difficult. I want my serging to look nice because it's a brand new serger. I just kind of, want it to look nice today. So there's that. I'm going to go ahead and serge. I'm going to make some lines here. My pattern. I'm going to line it up from right to left and slide it that way. Put a mark on both of those. And I'm going to serge from this mark all the way around to this mark and leave this little bit open. And that's for two reasons. One, I want to put my elastic casing in. And two, when I get the next two pieces, or the next piece at least, I will complete this with that on there. And I only want to serge it once. So I'm just going to serge around this real quick. And we'll be right back. Alright, what do you think of my new serger? Pretty slick, huh? I'm pretty excited about it. Alright, now, I have pretty much used one serger my whole life, so let's see if I'm any good at using another serger. I have the blade intact for right now. And there's supposed to be this little tray here to catch the stuff to cut off. Now I have the differential set to stretchy fabrics, so it should kind of scrunch it up. And I also kind of ran the stitches together a little bit. I want them to be kind of tight. Hope you guys can hear me. It's a loud machine. I'm kind of stretching it, which I didn't want to do. Ugh. Keep lifting the foot and turning. Best I can do right there. I'll get better at it. Kind of made it a little bit squirrely, but next time. Oh look, it's about to be next time already. Instead of pulling it from behind, you kind of want to push new fabric into it instead. Hope that makes sense. It's really good to tape some, get some of that adhesive Velcro and put the hook half on the bottom of your sewing foot so it doesn't travel away. The pedal, the foot pedal. Put Velcro on the bottom of it so it sticks to your carpet, if you have carpet. I suppose if you don't have carpet, you could, I don't know, tape it down. off with these really bad scissors. Check that out. Woohoo! Oh, I would say that looks really cool. I don't think I've ever serged with blue thread before. Yay! Alright, let's go back over to the cutting table and get some more.